You're all dressed up.
Yeah, they told me to dress up for Comedy Week.
Explain to the folks what Comedy Week is. You fucking retard. No, can you explain?
Not really.
So listen, man, here's the idea for the opening remarks.
Okay.
As you know, it's the 10th episode of the show.
Technically, sure, yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, we did the pilot, so yeah, this is the 10th episode. Yeah. That's right.
You ever heard the phrase "play along"? So, you want to look at some clips?
Of course.
Okay. Well, this is kind of a historic thing. This is the first question that you ever asked anyone on the first podcast that we ever did.
Oh, with Super Dave.
With Super Dave Osborne.
Oh, yeah.
Your first question.
Norm told me to come up with some questions for you, and I've just been dying to know, where do you get your ideas from? Well, I mean... we have some news stories. Yeah, it didn't go well.
I know. Super Dave fell into a deep depression from your first question. But we've had a lot of different times on the show. Hey, what about that time I got all political?
Remember? Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Of course.
And I started talking about the Falkland Islands and everything? Because remember when I used to eat like a big fat pig?
Yes, I recall.
And then I decided to make a political stand. You know what I mean? Because I want to be an important comic. So I decided to make a political stand. Do you remember that?
Of course I remember that.
Well, let's take a look. This is my promise to the people of the Video Podcast Network world. I will not eat a single morsel of food until Margaret Thatcher is dead and buried.
She died 3 weeks ago. We'll be right back with Larry King.
That was a funny thing.
Yeah. It's like every lunch with you.
I know, I eat a lot of food, but I didn't drink the gravy that time.
Yeah, that's the only time I haven't seen you drink gravy, which is odd.
Yeah, well, I think it's unseemly on camera to drink a fucking ladle of gravy. Listen, you fans of Fred Stoller get to see many sides of the hilarious hangdog funny man. I don't know, that was so Steve wrote this. But here's a clip. The thing is, Robert Blake was supposed to be on the show, and I was all excited, and then we fucking had to get Fred Stoller.
Yeah.
God damn, that was a depressing day. Because Robert Blake was supposed to come in, and then Daniel Kellison talks to him on the phone for an hour, and he fucking won't show up. Anyway, whatever. Here's Fred Stoller filling in.
Because of droughts all over Europe, scientists are predicting a global shortage of olive oil. Soon the world will know how Popeye felt after the death of his wife.
Olive oil. Remember how fucking skinny and ugly she is, and they'd always want to fuck her?
And how Big Ethel would chase Jughead.
Oh, let's not get into Jughead.
I'm sorry.
Well, next time that you come on, I'll have read the book, because I spent all my time reading a superior book.
Is that a real book or
it's a real book. Look.
I thought it was a bit for the show.
No.
It's actually riveting. I've read a couple.
It's a fantastic book. This guy's amazing.
But
I haven't read your book, so I can't, in all truthfulness, say this is a superior book, but I strongly suspect it is. Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. We're going to go to hell.
Yeah, there's a good possibility.
Hey, the great Kevin Nealon was on the show. Who's funnier than Kevin?
I can't think of anyone. Well, Nick Swardson.
Well, I don't know.
I love Kevin. No, Kevin's
Kevin's
the best.
Been around forever.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's kind of a hero of Nick. Okay, so here's a. It was mid-May of 2013. America was dancing to the music of Justin Bieber and Beyonce, and they were laughing at the story of a comic by the name of Kevin Nealon.
Let's take a look.
Well, no, you don't say
So
that.
I'm a guest on there, and now it's time to introduce the next guest. And she says, okay, this next guy coming out, he's a great actor. He was in Risky Business. He's done all kinds of stuff. I just love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Pantaleone. And he comes out, and as he's walking across the stage toward the desk, she goes, oh, I know who he is.
But I fucked it all up by reading Steve O'Donnell's fucking, because we had to say it was Roseanne.
Oh, right. We had to mention, I forgot. Yeah, we cut this very recently. Everything's always down to the wire here.
That was the Roseanne talk show.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite stories that we've heard in the last 9 episodes since we started.
No, he's hilarious, man. I mean, he's right up there with Nick Swartzen, like tied for funniest dude. Guy has to make a fucking competition out of it. Anyways, hey, you ever wonder where, like, I always like saying phrases.
Yeah, you definitely do.
That make me sound smart, like
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah, taking joy in other people's pain or misery.
Yeah. Zeitgeist. You ever hear that term?
Yes.
Because it makes you sound smart.
Yeah.
Post-sasso. Have you ever heard that term?
I feel like I've heard it once before.
Because I said it once on the term.
Yeah.
It suddenly came up that I could use the term post-sasso.
It's taken the nation by storm since then.
Check this out.
It was like after a lot of those, I think after Will Sasso and some of those people left.
Post-sasso. But here, the great Billy Bob Thornton. Remember how excited we were to have Billy Bob Thornton?
He was so engaging.
Okay, Billy Bob Thornton having a little discussion with us. And then it turned somehow to serial killers. Let's check this out.
It usually does.
I mean, you wouldn't want to get like a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that. I mean, you wouldn't want anybody who might eat you at lunchtime, you know, but that was his name, right? Jeffrey Dahmer?
Absolutely.
Yeah, got killed by a broomstick raped to death.
Really? That's
They
smart.
say it's one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. On the list of the 1,000 ways. Yeah,
They say drowning is very peaceful.
right.
Broomstick rape.
Not good.
Speaking of which, man, what about Larry King?
I love Larry.
But how is that speaking of which?
Yeah, it doesn't really apply there. No.
But Larry King, it was great to have him on the show because he brightens the mood. You know? Check this out.
That's the one thing I fear is dying.
Me, man, that haunts me.
Because the thought of not existing, you know, it's like, you know what the new thing they call it is? Dirt nap.
Good God, Larry.
That's what they call it, a dirt nap.
You would not say that on Hulu.
No, I wouldn't say it, but I'd say it here.
That's what I loved about the Larry King episode. You got to see him out of his element and something, you know?
It's always fun when a celebrity calls in to the show.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He's just
Yes.
at home watching the show somehow. How he found the show, who knows? But he found the show somehow, and he calls in. And who can forget the time Super Dave called in when Kevin Nealon was the guest?
Yep.
Check this out.
Thanks so much for calling in, Super Dave. Please come back.
I didn't call in, asshole. I didn't call in. You called me, and let me tell you something. Why don't you get something that is semi-professional? You're a bunch of asswipes. Right now I'm getting on a bus, and I'm going to scream out the window, and I'll reach 20 more people than you did tonight. Don't ever try to get a hold of me. I will never do this show again as long as I live.
He doesn't care for us.
No, he likes us. He'll be back.
I hope so. I love him.
You love that. You love that Super Dave.
I love him.
Yeah. Remember when you asked him that question?
Yeah, I do.
Let's take a look.
No, we did that earlier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know who's coming up?
Nick Swartzen.
Yeah, you're a lover.
No, I love him.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, okay. He's hilarious.
He's going to be here. Really? He's funnier than Kevin Nealon, according to you. Yeah, man. Nick Swartzen. He's wearing a gay robot T-shirt.
Hey, man. Hey, man. That's gay robot right there.
That's where I first knew of you from Sandler's album.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was the coolest.
This is the only shirt that'll suck your dick. True story.
Who were the guys when you started? Were there anybody? Nobody from Minnesota.
Jack Benny. Red Skeleton.
Red Skeleton?
Yeah, Red Skeleton. It was just a blood red skeleton on stage. People just scream and vomit in terror. There's no jokes. Just like this crazy skeleton.
Fucking Red Skeleton. You just open for him. And hey, what about Louis Anderson?
Yeah. He MC'd for me.
No, I mean, what about that guy?
Yeah, no, Louis is an old friend too, yeah. He's from Minnesota.
I told everybody, that fucker can't jump into a pool from 100 feet.
I can't believe he did that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
We're trying to get him and also big fat Bruce Valanche. You know that guy?
Yeah, it's my trainer.
But one time, seriously, they used to have a show called Celebrity Fat Guys. Remember that show?
No.
Celebrity Fit Club.
Yeah, Celebrity Fit Club. And so guys would try to but some of them were just 20 pounds over it, but then they had big fat Bruce Valanche was on it. So they were immediately freaked out that he was going to die.
Yeah.
So they said, you just walk. So he's like, walking, but he's the funniest fucker.
But other people were on the show as though he were their cohort.
Yeah,
and they were 10 pounds
we're only 10,
overweight.
20 pounds overweight. It's
and they're like, this is your brother.
It's
and
like on Celebrity Rehab one time. I seen they had Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend who was addicted to love. So she's in the same room as Jeff Conaway, who's
Jesus, drinking nail polish remover. Oh my God.
God damn! You ever been invited to that celebrity rehab shit?
No, not yet. I keep auditioning for it every weekend. Phone's not ringing yet.
Well, you
gotta hang out with that Busey guy or something. Gotta link up with a posse.
Busey's doing good, man.
Is he doing good?
Yeah.
Oh, I take it back.
Yeah. Hey, how's Grown Ups 2?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't.
But you're in it.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for the making of it. It was really fun making it. So
am I in that movie?
I think so. They CGI'd you in. Yeah.
No, but I was in Grown Ups 1.
Yeah.
And you were doing Bucky.
I was doing Bucky Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in Grown Ups 1, I started to notice, my character was the guy that just stayed in that town, and I would come up and go, hey guys, what's going on? And then as I realized, I was like, wow, I could easily get cut. Because it was almost like me trying to get in the movie. I'm like, what's going on, guys? And they're like, no, that's cool.
Like, you weren't even booked to be on the movie. Just like, hey, what's up, man? Did he have your name be Norm, too? Adam's getting, more and more where he's just, my name in Grown Ups 2 is Nick.
Is it?
Yeah, he's just like, you're Nick, whatever. What the fuck? I don't want to think of it no, you're Jerry now. He's just like, no, it's just fun.
But don't you like acting with Santa? Because, he's so naturalistic now. He just,
yeah, it's fun. I always crack up and, ruin takes.
You can't even tell he's he's just talking to you and shit.
Yeah, but it's you can't tell if he's improvising or, mad at you.
I know, you never know.
What the fuck? You're like...
I remember on Grown Ups, he was like, okay, Rock, fucking stand up. We're doing basketball, Rock, fucking come a little faster over there on this next take. And Spade, just stay right where you are at the front of the paint, and I'm going to pass it over to Timmy Meadows. All right, somebody fucking say action!
It's not even direct.
Yeah. It keeps you on your toes.
But Sandler discovered you, would you say that?
I mean, I was doing stand-up in Reno 911, and then he saw my first Comedy Central half hour.
And you were just a young kid. How old were you?
I was 8.
Everybody said you're 20 or something. I was like, that's impossible.
I was 22.
God damn, that's that fucking guy, that Dan, he was
Dan Murray,
all over Sandler and shit.
Dan Murray, yeah, that was insane. Yeah, he sent one of the door guys across the street to try and get him soup. Sandler didn't even, he just do you guys have soup? And we're like, no.
Vegetable soup.
Go down the street, get Sandler soup.
Some fucking soup. And it was at Blockbuster Video. They're like, we don't have soup either. Find soup. Give a shit. You guys have to have a break room. And then the funny thing is, and that's why I met you at that Aspen Comedy Festival. There was a Saturday Night reunion, and Farley and Spade.
You were there?
I was there as like a young comic.
That's weird.
And I had a manager. I didn't even know what a fucking manager was. I had no idea. I had a manager. I was fucking 18 from Minnesota. It sounded like a fucking corn cob walking around like, hey, all right, how are you?
Who was your manager from Minnesota?
No, he was Dave Becky at 3 Yards.
Becky.
Dave.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I was in Aspen, and I just was walking around, and he was like, so what do you want, a TV deal? Like, what do you want? Do you have any sitcom ideas? And I said, all I wanted was autographs. So I spent the whole time getting autographs. He was like so embarrassed. I was like, is that Adam Sandler? Can I meet him?
He went out with
Christ.
Dave Becky's sister.
Yeah, good friends with her for a while before then too. Dave's the nicest guy in the world. I love their whole family's great.
Yeah, bless them.
I'm deadly
Bless
serious.
their hearts.
Yeah, his ex-manager
Every
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, he's still a really cool
He's got
guy.
me.
Check out his face.
I apologize.
He fired me and picked up Nealon.
I don't think that's
Fucking
true.
bullshit, man. No, Dave's a good guy, but yeah, so I was in
I
Aspen.
couldn't breathe in Aspen. And I had to get
That's-
oxygen, and then I said, anybody else do this? And they said, yeah, Rodney. Only me and Rodney.
Really? Aspen, the altitude is so bad.
Yeah.
Like I was like a fucking young kid, and I would walk up a flight of stairs, and I'd be like I couldn't breathe. And I remember walking down the streets of Aspen, and I just hear like, roar! Like echoing through the streets at like 2 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck? Like some monster from the hills is gonna come down and fucking fist me or something. So I'm like walking through the streets, and I look down the street, and there's Farley. He's in a fucking t-shirt, chain smoking, doing cartwheels with like a whole entourage around him. And he was just like, flipping around. And I was like, I can't fucking breathe. This guy's like 350 doing a fucking Olympic dismount routine down Main Street.
He skated, I remember, in Aspen that time.
It was wild, man.
Yeah, Farley. I never thought he was going to die because he was so strong. Everybody was like, Farley's going to die. But I was like, no.
He seemed like a superhero.
Yeah, and then Chris would go, I'm all right? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I always thought, like, Spade was so frail and shit, you know.
Yeah, he's like an old lady.
Yeah. You know what I used, because I don't drink, you know that, Nick?
Yeah, I do.
But what I used to do, because I'm in a bar, and I noticed, like, people get away with stuff when they're drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can paw girls and stuff. That straight guy, you know what I mean? You go, and the guy's like, ooh, because you're drunk.
Yeah.
So I started just pretending to be drunk.
Yeah,
get away
that's
with
the
it.
way to do it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time you called me up one day? You go, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm watching baseball. And you're like, can you pick me up? And I was like,
I don't drive.
I go, I'm already at the bar. I already had a couple of drinks. I want to drink and drive. I'm like, it's not far from you. I'm like, you want to just take a cab? And you're like, yeah, all right, I'll meet you in a couple minutes. So I'm like, okay. So I wait, I watch a full game. I watch another full game. I watch half of another game. It's 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like fucking hammered. I leave the bar. Norm's walking into the bar. It was noon when he called me. It was 8:30 at night. He goes,
I know.
Where are you going? And I'm like, I'm fucking hammered. I'm going home. He's like, I just got here. And I'm like, I know, you're 8 hours late. Like, well, have a fucking beer. Right? Being weird. I'm like, I'm not. I want to go. I can't walk or see.
It takes me a long time to get stuff on my website. And buy album. So you hit buy album. I hit it yesterday. Mm-hmm. And there's one left. And it says it's at Old Joe's Curiosity Shop.
Is that true?
Swear to God.
True.
It's $8.
Oh my God.
It's $8. You'd think maybe at this Curiosity Shop would be really expensive.
There's one left. It's
People are
rare.
curious.
There's only one left.
Where is it?
And then one time, Nikki Cox's girl told me, she goes, hey, Norm, she goes, I saw an old homeless guy wearing a dirty work hat today.
That's great. That's perfect.
Do you know Nikki Cox?
Yeah. She's still with Jay?
She's with Jay Moore.
Yeah.
But when she was on my TV show, she was with Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I'm not a skilled interviewer. Let's fucking face it.
I'm not a skewed. What?
You've done podcasts before, though.
I have. I've never done. I haven't done a lot of video ones though.
Have you done what the fuck?
I did Treat Williams's. I'm just kidding. Just trying to think of somebody random that video podcast.
You win that kind. No one more random than that.
He would be great.
Treat would be a treat.
What about this, man? We go, because Daniel keeps going, who do you want to get? So I'm like, let's get Jan Michael Vincent. He's like, he's dead. So I'm like, we're
Michael
fucked.
Vincent?
Yeah, so then I say on the show, I go like, man, we're trying to get Jan Michael Vincent. He's dead. He's not dead.
He's not?
He's not dead at all. He's alive.
Jesus.
And then it turns out
he was in an accident and he damaged his vocal cords, apparently. Sad story. I mean,
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer.
What kind of accident?
It's one that he looks like a goddamn red skeleton now. That's what Daniel said. But I think he just doesn't want us to have him on the show.
Yeah, it's a logical podcast. Like people
what
like
podcast? Have you ever been on the What the Fuck with Mark Maron?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It was fun. Yeah. It was in a hot garage though.
Yeah.
It's like
his
up
hot
in
garage.
It was cats.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I was there, and it's like cats.
Yeah, there's cats.
Yeah.
Cats and hot garages, horrible combination.
Yeah.
That's the name of my band, Hot Garage, and my new underwear line.
I was thinking,
HotGarage.com.
I knew this guy wrote for Three's Company, and he said, like, they'd always have beautiful girls. Remember that show?
Yeah, I love Three's Company.
So they'd have extras, and so they'd call them the bimbo of the week, and they'd take them out to the smokehouse. But John Ritter, he wasn't like a Lothario or anything, but you know who was?
Furley?
Furley. You got it.
Of course.
Mr. Furley. So he says his big line would be, he'd say to girls, he'd go like this, he'd go, I'm married, but it's not going well.
Oh my God.
And then he'd put booze in when they weren't looking, like comically, when they weren't looking away, he'd put booze into their booze.
Oh my gosh.
And then, but he'd
That'd
go,
be amazing to
he'd
see
go to a
that.
hotel in Burbank and have sex with them. And then one time the hotel owner asked, he had a big 8x10 he wanted him to sign, so Don Knotts had to go to another hotel.
Oh my God.
It's not going well.
Not going well. Jesus. Mr. Furley. Imagine that fucking wake up the next morning. You're some fucking sussy bimbo.
Sure.
Fucking
the ultimate
21 years old.
You're expecting Richard Klein at least.
Anybody, yeah.
At the very least.
Jesus.
The Mall of America was unbelievable. That was
Did you ever do that?
Yeah, it's hard to find I'm still doing it. That's what I'm saying. I haven't jumped up to the next level.
Jump.
That
You're
seems
hilarious.
Impossible. It seems impossible to me.
How does Kevin Farley open for you?
What,
Get that anchor off the lineup.
Are they really doing that?
Oh my God.
Look, they're doing the Fabulous Farley Brothers.
Yeah.
I go on Kevin Farley's Instagram, and I always make fun of all his pictures. He had a Mother's Day picture of him, and he had these glasses on, and it was him and his mom, and he's like, me and mom. And I go, great picture of your mom and Perez Hilton. And he's like, fuck you. It's always slam him on his pictures. That's what I like about Instagram, is making fun of people.
I think Byron Allen has a show called The Entertainers. And what he does so he'll go to junkets.
Right.
And then he has huge guests, so it'll be like, at the beginning it'll be his voice. The Entertainers tonight, Harrison Ford, Adam Sandler, Morgan Freeman, it's the biggest stars ever. And he just interviews them in the junkets, but he makes it sound as if, and then this is his gambit, this is what he does to people. So let's say he's talking to Harrison Ford, right? He'll go, now the last time I talked to you, you were talking about working out. And so then Harrison Ford goes, like he's never talked to him before or anything, but he figures a black guy, it's going to sound bad. He says, I know, who the fuck are you? So he goes, yes, I'm
He's just making up like...
This looks like he's best friends with all these people.
He's brilliant, Byron Allen. He had that Comics Unleashed. You ever do that? Oh, you couldn't be more leashed.
Yeah, it's not like, there's nothing unleashed about it. It's not like you would have like Lenny Bruce on and like
And he has no segue. So this is what he said to John Lovitz one time. He said, he just turned to him from, he's talking to Schimmel, and then he goes to John Lovitz. He goes, now, John, I understand you're growing older.
Did he really?
To set him up for his bit, clearly
To set
about
him
growing
up.
older. You must have some pretty solid stories whilst under.
Yeah, I got some curveballs. Yeah.
He told me a story.
Well, I just said oftentimes I'm walking down the street and he'll come stumbling out of a hotel at 4 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, where am I? But me and
I've gone to hotels.
bump into each other sometimes.
Because I lived in Venice.
I think you'll just go to sleep because you don't want to drive,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I used to sleep in my car and then.
Because you're so far away from the comedy clubs.
Well, because I used to live by you in Venice.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Hollywood. But when I lived in Venice, I would drive into Hollywood and I would do shows and like party really hard.
Yeah.
And I don't like drinking and driving, so I would either sleep in my
He's
car.
against that.
I slept in my car once for 6 nights in a row.
6 nights? And then you drank and then
I would just go drinking and I would go back into my car like it was
a
some like,
camper.
fucking, yeah. It's not a camper at all. It's a fucking car. You're just sitting there like it's a fucking wax museum. I don't even know what that means, but
I know, you're like Rickles.
terrible.
Yeah, it's like a wax museum.
wax museum. But so I'd start going to hotels and then they just stopped having me. I would walk in at like 3 in the morning with like a bunch of people blacked out, and they were just like, no more. And then one time I walked into a hotel, and there was this guy working at the front desk, and it was like 4 in the morning, and I'm like, and he's like, do we have any rooms available? And I swear to God, and from the back of the room, they didn't even really hear me or anything, and they didn't see me, and the guy just goes, is it fucking Swartzen? And the guy's like, yeah, and he's like, no! And I was like, all right. And it's like, old lady walked outside and probably had a dog shit pillow that night. I don't know.
There's
Oh
a
my
good
God.
stand-up comedian. How do you feel about the stand-up comedy of John?
John?
Of John?
I mean,
Like when a guy
Lenny-
starts stand-up at 60.
and then like opens his own club to do it. So it's like,
Oh, yeah, that's right. He opened
can
a
just
club.
have his own stage time, so nobody can be like,
Have you ever played the Lovitz Club?
no.
God damn, you've avoided everything.
Every comedy landmine. Yeah, I squeaked by.
I'm told by Nick Swartzen that he's come up with a new impression for his act, known for his impressions. What is it again?
This is Mr. Furley talking to the 20-year-old girl he just woke up next to. Or no, he's in the middle of sex with her. I'm coming in your butt!
Oh my God. Well, listen, man. Hey,
Your mouth is my toilet!
wait, what about the man grate?
Is that like a genital cleanser?
No! No, my God. It is 100% made in America. Cast iron grilling grates. It's revolutionizing the way people grill.
Jesus.
What?
I thought it was like a, all right.
You want to hear what it has?
Yeah.
It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Deliver exactly what you need to achieve that perfect steakhouse flavor. Chicken, steak, has never tasted so good. Listen, no more dry meat.
That's
Guaranteed.
what the girl said to Mr. Furley.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Hey, it was named one of 2012's best grilling accessories by Men's Health magazine. Man grates, there's more fucking facts about the man grate than about Nick. Man grates are the perfect gift for Dad this Father's Day. Your dad's alive?
No.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm sorry about your dad.
That's fine.
Go to mangrate.com and enter the coupon code NORM for their $19.99 Father's Day special. 100% made in America. 100% cast iron. Hey, how about this? Each NORM MACDONALD show order comes with a heavy-duty grilling brush.
I was in Vegas at the Hard Rock, and I was partying with my friends, and they had a show there. They did this Beecher's Madhouse.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's in Los Angeles now. So we were partying and we were at the club and I blacked out. And then I woke up in a suite and there was a hooker blowing me and my friend.
Like the story blew up out of nowhere.
It just erupts. Yeah. It goes from 0 to 100.
Seriously.
And it's blowing me and my friend. And I kind of like looked down like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, all right, this is weird. And I look over at my friend, he's like laughing. He's like, this is funny, right? I'm like, kind of, I guess. I do comedy, and I guess it's funny. And then I look over, and there's another friend of mine who's a small person.
Midget.
Yeah, midget.
They like to be called small people.
Yeah, but midget will work for the story too. And he's fisting a girl on the couch, and he has cocaine all over his face. And I look over at him, and he was like in the middle of like, it's his hand, so it's like kind of like a penis, so it's not like too like violent. And
it's not too violent.
It's like a big penis,
Very gentle fisting.
It's caress fisting.
Yeah.
And he looked over at me, and I made eye contact with him. So another chick, some lovely lass whose parents are proud of her. And he looks over at me, and I make eye contact with him, and he kind of like catches my eye, and he just goes, yeah. And I was just kind of like, all right, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Should we get room service, or I didn't know how to get out of it. Dude.
Fisting.
But it was like, it's just a story that you don't have.
Fisting her vagina?
I think it was her vagina.
God dang it. I never even...
I didn't have the acute eyes to see, but let's just say it was a vagina.
I think it's a moot point, really.
Yeah. But like stories like that, they're fun to have in your life.
You're saying they're fun, that alcohol, you would not have that story, obviously, without alcohol.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen with ginger ale.
That's very true, that's very true.
Sketch shows are expensive. Like, there's a lot of locations and a lot of like mustaches.
Right.
Mustaches run you up a lot.
Yeah,
you got a lot of comics. You do them a favor and they fucking jack you up. They want fucking crystal meth and shit. They're just trying to maintain these degenerates.
It's funny when you're on a show and they always want you to get your famous friends on the show and you don't want to ask. Have you ever been in that position?
Yeah, they're always like, when I was pitching Pretend Time, they're like, right. Yeah, it's funny, man. Do you know Brad Pitt? No? Well, it'd be cool if we could sketch with Brad. Do you know Morgan Freeman? No, I don't know fucking Morgan Freeman. So I'm doing like a sketch.
That's why I went with my manager, because he had Brad Pitt.
What, really?
Is that true?
Yeah, because they were pitching there, all the people they had. And then one time, I'm fucking doing a gig somewhere, and the car is not there for me, So I phoned Gervitz. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm stranded here. Mark's not here. I'm like, where? He's on a boat with Jennifer Aniston in the Caribbean. And I'm in, my car is not there. My car is not there to pick me up.
You try the yacht phone? Or a Florida University student was caught streaking on campus and apparently told police he was on acid and asked them to cut his dick off. Boy, these kids today are crazy. In my day, we didn't need drugs. We would just cut our own dicks off.
Yeah, you didn't need no fucking acid and shit. What about this? There's a new 3D version of The Great Gatsby, coming. I saw it.
I just saw it too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you see it in 3D?
No.
Oh, in 3D.
I don't like wearing glasses.
It was almost like the sober examination of the unrestrained materialism and absolute moral center of the Roaring '20s jumped right out at you. That's a good one.
I think my doctor might be retarded.
Why?
His name is Dr. Retardo.
Oh.
It's a good chance.
42-year-old Richard Swanson set out to dribble a soccer ball from Seattle to Brazil, but got hit by a car in Oregon and died. Well, at least he got to die loving what he do. At least he got to die doing what he loved, Nick. Dribbling a soccer ball in traffic. No, that's not nice.
One of the most popular documentaries on Netflix is Jiro
Dreams of Sushi?
Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
I've seen that. That's very good.
That's a fantastic documentary.
One of the least popular documentaries, Jiro Nightmares of Acid Rain.
Oh, yeah.
That
Unwatchable.
I actually did. I liked it. The DVD commentary.
Yeah, let Adam Egan read one.
Yeah, Adam. What the fuck?
I give you 3 good ones.
Dick.
4 of the top 5 picks in the NFL draft were offensive tackles, which is a great thing to tell your wife as the love drains from her eyes.
Hey, listen, have you noticed my enormous weight gain? I've gained
No.
45 pounds. I'm telling you, my manager, my landlord rather, he managed to get rid of 230 pounds of ugly fat. He evicted me.
What?
Here, read
I
this.
thought you.
No, read this.
I want to read that one again.
Here, read that.
Sure, we all know about Norm's astonishing weight gain, but I think it's become a bit wearisome. So let's agree to stop having fun at his expense.
Pain and Gain, the new movie directed by Michael Bay. Reviewers are calling it everything from shit to fucking shit. Doesn't that look like the worst thing ever?
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. This one's more like a factoid.
Danny DeVito looks like one of those guys with a short but thick penis.
Right? He has to have the thickest fucking cock.
It's true.
Dogs and humans love to run because it apparently gives them a natural high similar to that of marijuana, according to the University of Arizona.
Wow.
After running what are called cannabinoids, the chemical found in marijuana that gives you a feeling of euphoria, are higher in humans and dogs, and this encourages them to run again. To 7-Eleven for a Slurpee. They got the munchies. You want to check it?
Let me fact check this.
Hey, Barbara Walters is retiring.
I can understand why Barbara Walters is retiring. It must be exhausting occasionally appearing on The View.
Right? We're fucking going on the road doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
doing her shit acts. Not you. Your act's good.
It's pretty shitty.
But she gets to sit there
And just fucking talk.
Yeah, just yap.
The fuck?
You ever been on that show?
I've been on it so many times.
Oh, this is your kind of joke,
I zoned
man.
out.
This reminds me of your kind of joke.
All right.
Just from hearing you read jokes.
Oh, I like this. I like the theme that this one has. A man in Taiwan reportedly cut off his own penis to win an argument with his wife. That reminds me of that episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, where Raymond forgot Deborah's birthday and he had to cut his own cock off. Oh my God!
I can read, just read any one. You get to read them out of here.
It's like Game of Thrones. That guy's getting his penis cut off. If you guys
Everybody.
Is there?
Yeah, this guy got his penis cut off.
To turn into a vagina? Fashion into a vagina?
I don't think they had medieval sexual.
Oh, that's in the old days?
Oh yeah, it's like
I don't
medieval.
know.
But it'd be cool if they did experiment with genital altercations back then.
Yeah. But what about, let's say you go to a doctor. Isn't it weird that you can go to a doctor and go, you know how I have a cock?
Where are you going with this?
It's not real. I shouldn't have a cock.
I'm bored.
You mind cutting it? And because I've always intuitively believed that.
So the best is like when you want to go back after like 5 months. You're like, you know, I had a cock and then you gave me a pussy.
Which didn't work.
The pussy was fun. But can I get my cock back? You still have it?
The guy's like, you betcha.
They're like, do I have it? But he's like, do I have it? Is a sex change a good gift for
A
Christmas?
sex change?
Yeah, like a gift certificate. Like, Mom, I know you always wanted a fucking penis.
Wait, is your mom still alive?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Do you have a joke? Tell the joke.
Sorry, read it.
Well, because
it's a 50-50 chance it's not going to go well.
No, it's a 50-50 chance that they're
It's not going to
alive.
look like a penis.
Yeah.
It's going to look like a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Read a joke.
All
You
right,
haven't read one joke.
before we begin, I have a quick public service announcement. Would anybody, please fuck Martha Stewart?
Oh, I got that one.
What?
I don't understand that.
What?
That's weird, right?
Too soon.
It's meta.
Meta.
Do you like the meta comedy?
Meta world peace comedy.
Yeah.
Only comedy I like.
You know, I'm against hate speech, but read that.
Engaging in hate speech is wrong and terrible and should never be tolerated. But you have to admit, engaging in a hate stutter would be kind of cute.
How would that go?
Fuck, suck, queer. Fuck, fucking Chinese boy.
Yeah, Papa, what do you call that? Papa John's?
Oh, okay.
A Papa John's delivery man has been arrested for allegedly selling more than $40,000 in cocaine hidden in pizza boxes.
Jesus.
To undercover police officers. This raises an important question. Where's all that pizza that was supposed to go in those boxes? Can I have them to eat? I'm a big fat guy. Oh, here's a good one.
What would you do if you got a pizza box filled with cocaine?
What would I do?
Yeah. Would you be really mad about the pizza not being there?
A pizza box full of cocaine.
Isn't that what they said?
Fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, pizza boxes. And there's cocaine in them.
What would you do?
Nothing? Deliver it to Busey's?
Hey, Sesame Street introduced its very first Latino character, Armando. But it's not going great. Apparently on the first day, he got into a knife fight and stabbed the letter A. It's silly.
That's silliness.
Yeah,
that's cute. The FDA is investigating health risks posed by Wrigley's new caffeinated gum. Well, where the hell was the FDA when York peppermint patties were making people shiver and having involuntary orgasms?
What would that?
Fuck!
How would that go? Like eat one and then go.
All right, Adam, you do that one. Eat it and have it. Eat it.
Like eat it.
Eat it.
That's how you.
Oh, God.
That's how he comes. Jesus Christ!
God, you need to take Mr. Furley's Burbank hotel class on coming on strangers' fucking tits and shitting on poor girls from Nebraska who are here to audition for fucking White Shadow. They're covered in a fucking brown cloud of fucking Furley nightmare mist. Jesus Christ.
Adam. Hey.
Eat my dog shit snowman!
Oh, what's that mean? What's a dog shit snowman?
I don't know, man.
Is that a real thing?
I hope not. Furley could build it, if anybody could.
Oh, my God.
Nowadays, most teenagers don't watch their favorite shows on actual TV sets. Instead, they just blow each other.
That's probably true. That one's more of a comment, really.
Yeah, that's a website.
What are you whispering about? We gotta go?
20 seconds till we're off.
20 seconds, man, to read that joke.
How many people have to die before we finally do something about dropping pianos?
Nick Swartzen. Look for him in Grown Ups 2. Thanks, Nicky. That was awesome. Remember to subscribe below. Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription, "To Puppy with Love," please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. Oh, I have an announcement to read. I almost forgot. I was told to make this announcement. Table 10, wherever you are, table 10. We're sorry your waitress hasn't been there in a while. Larry King just married her. So... What's that? Guy yells my name for no reason. I have another announcement to make. Is that what you're telling me? That I should make this announcement? You're right. You make a good point with your incoherent gibberish. Here it is. Here's my other announcement. The U.S. State Department, folks, has just issued a travel warning for all women moving past Dick Morris's table. So... I don't know. Well, that's about it for me.
Small talks in a big world, full of people with good vibes and bad habits. This love, it just...
Okay. So, this is my promise to the people of the Video Podcast Network world. I will not eat a single morsel of food until Margaret Thatcher is dead and buried.
She died 3 weeks ago. We'll be right back with Larry King.
Do you know that you are a cis male? Have you ever heard of that term?
A cis male?
Cis male. C-Y-S-M-A-L-E. So what it means is that you are a man. You're born a man.
Well, as far as you know.
As far as I know. And you identify yourself as a man.
Yes.
That's a cis male.
Now, I don't understand. Where does that... Is this a new phrase?
Yes, it's a way of marginalizing a normal person. Some people really dislike that term, cis male, because a cis male, as you explained, is a male who identifies himself as a male, and they say, well, that's you shouldn't marginalize a person.
Oh, you need to be marginalized.
Is that,
okay? Yeah.
Is that
You need to, yeah. You need to be marginalized. It's a way to identify somebody who was basically, born, lives, and it's the same sex.
So you're a cis male.
What does a cis male mean?
This other person's a trans. So you're equal. She's a man that thinks she's a woman. You're a man that thinks you're a man. It's completely
so everyone's.
equal.
It's all fluid.
Yes, everyone is self-identifying.
Yes.
I am firmly on the side of womanhood now, but I am not a woman, nor will I ever be. 3 sentences later. I use the women's restroom because I am a woman. I changed my gender on my birth certificate to female because I am a woman. So there's a little confusion there, right?
Not for me. What's wrong with that?
Well, here it says, I am not a woman. When I was a kid, my dad would tell me that this man was a gold medal decathlete. Why, the greatest athlete in the world. And now I have to tell my kid that this man is a man. What the H? A guy told me that, I don't know if you've heard this, Bruce Jenner is going to go back, maybe, to being a man. Did you hear that? That's an odd thing. Because I remember him, of course, as a woman. So it's hard for me to picture what he'd even look like as a man. I remember, because I'm from Canada, so I remember he was in the 72 Olympics, and he won the decathlon, which is the best athlete in the world, was a woman. And we didn't know at the time because he kept it secret. But I remember they put the gold medal around his fucking big juicy tits. And that to me is when he should have just gone, I'm a lady, and then that would have been good for the LGBTG. The community, the community. I don't know if you've been over, if you've seen them and shit, but it's a nice community. And it would have been good. All the LGBTBL. I try to be inclusive of all the letters in the alphabet. But, then he waited. That's the problem. He waited till he was 65. That's when Bruce Jenner decided to tell us he was a lady. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, is there really that much difference between a 65-year-old? At some point, you got to realize you're just some old thing nobody wants to fuck.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
All right, a Las Vegas woman was arrested after hiding a stolen Rolex in her vagina. Well, now Bruce Jenner's just gone too far.
I don't understand it. Meanwhile, O.J. himself may have some explaining to do. For months, he has denied hiding financial assets, including valuable sports mementos, from the Brown and Goldman families. But earlier today, Simpson pal A.C. Cowlings was stopped as he tried to leave the country. In the backseat of his Bronco, police found O.J.'s Heisman Trophy, disguised with a tiny fake beard. More bad news for O.J. Simpson. This week, a Los Angeles court ordered him to turn over his Heisman Trophy to the Goldman family. In addition, the same court may order Simpson to surrender a coffee mug inscribed, "World's Greatest Husband." More followed from the recent conviction of British au pair Louise Woodward on murder charges. This week, her attorney Barry Scheck lashed out at the legal system, saying, quote, "What kind of sick society do we live in where an innocent girl is sent to prison, while a double murderer like O.J. Simpson goes free?" Kind of a... In a statement with profound legal implications, the FBI announced this week that for the first time, its experts can now identify an individual with 100% accuracy through his DNA. And really, when you think about it, the timing could not have been better, said former football great O.J. Well, this week, after a Los Angeles restaurant refused to seat him, O.J. Simpson demanded and got $500 in compensation. In addition, the restaurant must now offer separate murderer and non-murderer sections.
Not going to be good, but he was adamant.
You know, Warren finally acquiesced and made the change.
Never understood why he had to go. I would say that was just a really, really bad call.
I think it must have been the O.J. joke.
Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. Potential jurors for the O.J. Simpson case were asked to fill out a 75-page jury questionnaire this week. In the entire state of California, only one person got a perfect score. Chow Ming Wu, who after the trial plans to attend Caltech. By the way, you can now purchase a bronze statue of the Juice for only $3,395. And for an even $5,000, you can buy one that Al Cowlings has kissed the ass of. O.J. Simpson's new fitness video was released this week, and hitting the shelves next week, Simpson's newest video, Dorf on Stalking. The crowd is torn. According to retailers, the most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, "I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses," or treat. And the Pope came out with a book this week, which contains a series of essays examining faith and morality in today's secular world and the changing role of the Catholic Church as it approaches the 21st century. The book is entitled, "God Himself Told Me That O.J. is Guilty." In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, "Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on." In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... You don't get worse luck than that. And O.J. announced this week that he's coming out with a new book called I Want to Tell You. And if it's successful, O.J. will work on yet another book entitled From Football to Prison, My 25 Years of Showering with Other Men.
And finally, in honor of the 50th anniversary of their first publication, Random House will be releasing special commemorative issues of many Dr. Seuss classics. The first to hit the bookshelves will be Green Eggs and Ham and O.J. is Guilty. Judge Ito was interviewed this week by a local TV station in Los Angeles. Asked by the interviewer if it was appropriate for a supposedly impartial judge to be on TV with his case still pending, Ito said, "Maybe not, but how appropriate is it to kill your ex-wife?" It was revealed today that O.J. Simpson told police that Nicole Brown Simpson used to beat him up. He also claimed that she and Ron Goldman killed him. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, "We want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people." Well, let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do. Well, O.J. Simpson's lawyers stopped feuding this week, finally. The Dream Team, F. Lee Bailey and Robert Shapiro, were able to put aside their differences and express their admiration for each other after O.J. threatened to cut their heads off. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, sleepy truckers are responsible for 1,000 deaths a year. In second place, O.J. Simpson at 2 deaths a year. It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people I know." Tomorrow, Judge Lance Ito will take O.J. and the jury on a tour of the now famous crime scene. For the jury, it will be their first look at the actual location. Of course, for O.J., it will be just a case of been there, done that. Judge Lance Ito was happy with the jurors' field trip to the crime scene last week. It went off without a hitch, said Ito. Not one murder. O.J.'s pal Al Cowlings now has a 1-900 number. For $2.99 a minute, Cowlings will tell callers that O.J. is innocent. And for $3.99 a minute, he'll try to do it without laughing. And this week, Simpson defense lawyers questioned witnesses about a half-melted container of ice cream found at the murder site. The Simpson defense has seized upon the ice cream for 2 reasons. 1, it may help fix the time of the murders, and 2, it was the only thing in the murder scene without any of O.J.'s blood on it. To illustrate the point that their client is running out of money to defend himself, O.J. Simpson's lawyer said this week that if he had to do it over again, after killing his victims, O.J. would now rob them as well. That one you find troubling? We went. F. Lee Bailey said this week that if the defense only knew what Ron Goldman's last words were, they might be able to find the real killer. You know, if you ask me, Goldman's last words were probably, "Hey, you're O.J. Simpson." Oh no, O.J. has struck again. How about that? Not a good thing. And in court this week, Cato Kalin testified that O.J. Simpson did not appear angry before or after the period of his wife's murder. But Kalin admitted he could have been a touch edgy while he was actually murdering her. Might have been a... Hertz Rental Car Company announced this week that it will buy 520,000 vehicles. increasing its worldwide fleet 24%. In addition, they will try to find a new spokesman who won't kill his ex-wife. This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, "There it is, I've been looking all over for that thing." That's that glove. And a new shocker in the O.J. Simpson trial. This afternoon, Judge Lance Ito dismissed yet another juror, a 45-year-old African-American male, for failing to tell the court that he had once worked for Hertz Rent-A-Car and that he had once held Nicole Brown Simpson's glasses while O.J. killed her. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into two camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. A bad week for the prosecution at the O.J. Simpson trial. Under intense cross-examination by defense lawyer Barry Scheck, LAPD crime expert Dennis Fung admitted that he may have contaminated the crime scene when he accidentally dropped a big bucket full of O.J.'s DNA. Our top story tonight, this week in the O.J. Simpson trial. After grisly photos of the murdered Nicole Brown Simpson were shown in court, O.J. turned his head away and wept. It was at that moment that he realized he would never be able to kill her again. Well, in a questionable move by the defense team this week, O.J. Simpson demonstrated how to stab two people at the same time. Remember 12 Angry Men, the classic courtroom drama? Well, the first film about the O.J. Simpson case is in the works. It's entitled 9 Angry Black People, 2 Scared Asians, and a White Guy Who Hasn't Spoken Since Rosa Lopez. Testimony during the final week provided some spellbinding moments. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat. Well, the trial of the century is over. Late yesterday, the fate of O.J. Simpson, the most famous murder suspect in United States history, was placed in the hands of the jurors. They must now decide whether to free him or get all their heads cut off. Thanks, I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. 2 hours after the verdict, LA police had their first solid lead in the hunt for the real killers. A new witness has come forward who saw 3 men fleeing the crime scene the night of the murders. Police have released this sketch and would like to hear from anyone who has seen these 3 individuals. On Tuesday at 1:15, the moment the Simpson verdict was delivered, Court TV scored its highest ratings ever. An hour later, the channel went out of business. Well, that covers the main developments in the O.J. Simpson case this week, and after all, other important things are going on in the world. Now more O.J. Simpson. When Simpson trial juror Gina Rodborough returned home this week, her little girls were delighted to have her back. And no wonder, she lets him get away with murder. Our top story tonight, following his shocking acquittal 2 weeks ago, O.J. Simpson vowed never to rest until the real killers of Nicole Brown Simpson are brought to justice. And the manhunt continues. After initially vowing never to rest until his wife's killers are brought to justice, O.J. Simpson this week changed his pledge slightly. He now vows to have sex with hot-looking models. Meanwhile, this week, O.J. took girlfriend Paula Barbieri to see the erotic murder mystery Jade. Other moviegoers took the couple's presence in stride, though they did become uncomfortable when O.J. repeatedly shouted out, "You call that a stabbing? Simpson had been discussing marriage with girlfriend Paula Barbieri, but reportedly she has called the wedding off. Her fear was that if they married, she would be brutally murdered. And then someone would try to pin it on O.J. The L.A. District Attorney's Office has given Marcia Clark and Christopher Darden bonuses of over $10,000 for, quote, lengthy hard time duty, unquote, in the O.J. Simpson case. A spokesman for the DA said that the prosecutor's bonuses would have been even higher, except for the fact that they let a killer go free. According to a report out this week, O.J. Simpson is still extremely angry that Robert Shapiro began writing a book while he was defending the football legend. However, Simpson is extremely pleased that he got away with killing his wife and that waiter. A down-and-out O.J. Simpson, depressed that all of his money-making ideas have failed, has decided to go back to doing what he does best, killing people. In a surprise move, O.J. Simpson has offered to give an interview to CNN with, quote, absolutely no ground rules. But interviewers Greta Van Susteren and Roger Cossack have asked for one. Don't kill us. In sworn testimony this week, Paula Barbieri admitted that she had broken up with O.J. Simpson the very night Nicole Brown Simpson was killed. Boy, that had to be a tough day for O.J., huh? First he gets dumped by his girlfriend, then Colombian hitmen kill his wife. Man, that's... You gotta... In an effort to raise money for his enormous legal bills, O.J. Simpson this week began marketing a video which attempts to prove his innocence. Should the tape not sell, Simpson has a backup idea, his very own video of the actual murders themselves. This week on NBC's Dateline, 3 members of the Simpson jury explained their not guilty votes and argued that if Simpson had killed his wife, there should have been blood stains all over his gate, front door, and light switches. Also this week, Simpson friend Al Cowlings released his video, How to Get Blood Stains Off Gates, Front Doors, and Light Switches. In his civil court deposition this week, O.J. Simpson denied under oath that he ever punched, kicked, or slapped his ex-wife Nicole. Oh, great. As if O.J. isn't busy enough tracking down the real killers. Now he's got to track down the real wife beater, too. This guy is crazy. And in Brentwood, O.J. himself was spotted manning a lemonade stand with his daughter, Sydney. Asked by reporters why sales were so poor, O.J. replied, beats me, and then he went back to cutting lemons with a giant knife. A new development in the O.J. Simpson civil trial this week, according to sworn testimony, Nicole Brown Simpson had told her therapist that she was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson. Asked why he didn't report this earlier, the therapist said, I was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson. I said getting beaten, and that may have hurt a little. According to a Senate Committee on Violence, Denise Brown has done more to bring attention to the cause of battered women than any other person. Well, almost any other person. Once again, O.J. gets the short shrift. In Los Angeles this week, Lyle and Eric Menendez were found guilty of first-degree murder. So, to review California law, it is killing your wife, legal. Killing your parents, illegal. A shocking new development in the O.J. Simpson case. Late this afternoon, a high-ranking official in the Los Angeles Police Department admitted to Geraldo Rivera that the police did conspire to frame O.J. Simpson for the murders of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. However, they called the conspiracy off when they got to the murder scene and found that O.J. really did do it. While in England, where he spoke at Oxford University, Simpson had defended actor Marlon Brando's criticism of Hollywood Jews. Later, from his island hideaway, Brando sent O.J. a telegram which read, "You're not helping." Arriving back in the U.S. after his week in London, O.J. Simpson was asked by a reporter why he hadn't spent Mother's Day with his children. A visibly annoyed Simpson replied, "Idiot, I didn't spend Mother's Day with my kids because I killed their mother." Well, more O.J. Simpson news. On Friday, the Juice officially endorsed Bill Clinton for president, adding, quote, "I'd like to help him any way I can." To which the president replied, "Well, there is one thing." In Los Angeles this week, the defense suffered a setback in the second O.J. trial when Simpson was ordered to turn over a secret videotape which lawyers say contains proof of his guilt. What's on the tape? The first O.J. trial. Finally this week, lawyers in the new O.J. Simpson trial actually found a prospective juror who claims to know nothing about O.J. Simpson, the murders, or the first trial, and who told the court, quote, "I don't even know when it started or ended." Unfortunately, the man had to be disqualified when it was learned that he had been a juror in the first O.J. trial. During a recent interview on 2020, longtime O.J. Simpson friend Robert Kardashian said he now believes Simpson may be guilty, though he did add that had he believed O.J. was guilty at the time, he never would have agreed to hide his bloody clothes and knife. At his civil trial in Los Angeles this week, O.J. Simpson attorneys began their case with an attack on Nicole Brown Simpson's character. Outraged Brown family lawyers responded, quote, "Nicole is a victim. No matter what she did, she certainly did not cut her own throat." To which Simpson's attorneys replied, "On the contrary, that is precisely what we intend to prove." At the Simpson civil trial this week, O.J. and Fred Goldman got into an explosive shouting match. Mr. Goldman bellowed at O.J., "Don't give me that damn look," while O.J. shouted back, "I wasn't even looking at you. You're just mad because I killed your son." Against the Jets last week, Buffalo Bills running back Thurman Thomas broke O.J. Simpson's career rushing record, and the week before, he surpassed Simpson in career touchdowns. Next up for Thomas, an attempt to kill 3 people at once. O.J. Simpson was in a different courtroom this week, attempting to regain custody of his 2 children. In order to prove to the court how much he loves his kids, O.J. pointed out, quote, "Hey, they're still alive, aren't they?" This week in Los Angeles civil court, an FBI expert testified that shoe prints left by the killer exactly matched shoes belonging to O.J. Simpson. In response, O.J. stood up and exclaimed, "Wait a minute. Wait a doggone minute. I just figured it out. The real killer is me." According to researchers in Australia, koala bears have fingerprints so close to those of human beings that they could easily be mistaken by police at the scene of a crime. It should be noted, however, that the research was funded by O.J. Simpson. So, our top story tonight comes from the O.J. Simpson civil trial, where this week it was revealed that in his first interview with police, Simpson had refused to take a lie detector test. His reason? It detects lies. This week at the O.J. Simpson civil trial, the focus shifted from the defendant to the alleged character flaws of Nicole Brown Simpson. Attorney for O.J. hammered away at her lifestyle, citing sexual promiscuity, drug use, and the fact that she married a double murderer. Meanwhile, Simpson defense attorney Robert Baker argued that a dark spot in a crime scene photo was a, quote, mystery shoe print, suggesting that there were actually two killers. O.J. hopes this will support his theory that he did not act alone. In dramatic testimony this week at a civil trial, O.J. Simpson said he didn't commit suicide only because, quote, my mother told me you don't go to heaven if you kill yourself. Oddly, his mother did say, quote, it's okay to kill other people. In a unanimous verdict this week, a Santa Monica jury found O.J. Simpson liable for the wrongful deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman, awarding the plaintiffs damages of $8.5 million. Reacting to the verdict, Simpson insisted that he has nowhere near that amount of money and that his only remaining asset is 30 pairs of Brunei Mali shoes. The announcement of the verdict came toward the end of President Clinton's annual State of the Union address, and to many observers, completely overshadowed the event. Even the president was distracted during his speech, waiting to hear exactly how much it costs to kill your wife. Our top story tonight, this week at the civil trial of O.J. Simpson, the jury, which had earlier found him liable in the deaths of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson, this week tacked on an additional $25 million in punitive damages. On hearing the news, Simpson declared, quote, this is far from over. Asked to clarify that statement, O.J. said, quote, I'm going to kill more people. What do you think I meant? The first place in Weekend Update's Most Romantic Valentine contest goes to David Della Fera of Kearney, New Jersey. Yesterday, Mr. Della Fera, who works as a fireman here in the city, climbed the ladder of a fire truck up to the third-floor office window of his girlfriend, Alexandra. There, with a dozen roses and a wedding ring, he proposed to her in front of all her co-workers. Congratulations, David. And coming in last place for the third year in a row, O.J. Simpson. At a book signing in New York this week, Fred Goldman once again offered to forget the millions owed to him by O.J. Simpson if he would simply admit to the Brentwood murders. A visibly annoyed O.J. responded, why in the world would I do that when I have no intention of paying you anyway? More bad news for O.J. This week, HarperCollins reached an agreement with the Brown family to publish his late wife's diary. Especially troublesome to Simpson is this final entry. Dear Diary, I have to run now because O.J. is here to murder me. And also the guy who returned my glasses. I think he might murder him too. Also this week, a California newspaper revealed that O.J. Simpson was awarded custody of his children mainly because a court-ordered psychological test showed that he is a loving father. It should be noted, however, that the same test also showed that he was a loving husband. According to O.J. Simpson's niece, Terry Baker, when O.J.'s mother, Eunice Simpson, first heard about the slaying of Nicole Brown, she exclaimed, He did it. Reached for comment, OJ said, my mom was just guessing. I hadn't even told her yet.
If I could say one thing about the real heroes of the country, which I believe are the teachers, you know? I don't believe they're the real heroes. I misspoke again. I think the real heroes are the real heroes. Teachers, they get good press though, because people often say to me, you know who the real heroes are? I go, are they the real heroes? They go, no. I go, oh, they're the teachers. It's counterintuitive that it doesn't seem like a heroic job, but yes. First of all, if you're a teacher, you get the same fucking vacations as a child. You get, like 4 months a year off. My vacation, I get almost no time off. We're 48 weeks a year. 4 weeks a year I get off. What about you? You're not one of those fucking teachers, right? You seem like a teacher. Now, are you a teacher? What do you teach? What grade? High school. What grade? What grade? No, but what grade? Not so easy when it's the other way around. It's always easy to ask the questions. The real heroes are the fucking students. I actually have to answer the question. Now, what grade do you teach? 9 through 12. So you need a grade 13 education. You're the real hero. No, you're the real hero. No, I'm just kidding. You're the real hero. Her husband's like, you're not the real hero. Shut the fuck up. I know, it's a fun thing to say. But what do you do? What do you do for a living that your wife's the real hero? Well, you know you're not the actual real hero, don't you? You look obsessed. Did you see how upset she is? So you actually feel you're the real hero? See, I think you've disqualified yourself a little. Because I believe real heroes don't think they are. Because when you hear the real heroes, they go, how the fuck did you run into that fucking fire and pull a guy up? You're a hero. And they go, no, it's the teachers. Not me. I'm a little scared now. I gotta go lie down. Gotta pull the guy out of a fire. That's a good job. Come on. Everybody's shorter than you? Are you worth it? You have to do whatever the fuck you said? No, I'm sorry. What did you say? What?
Never call you a retard.
Oh. That's an odd word for a school teacher to use. People that were teaching our young children bandying around words like retard. I'm just kidding. No, they do a lot of good. You know what I read, actually, though? A serious statistic. They actually fuck more students than... believe this than priests. You know, priests. Nobody likes priests. Nobody's going around to a priest to the real hero. And yet, actual priests, who I know, I'm not a Catholic, but I know pastors, you know, and my God, they most of them that I know do the Lord's work. You know, I mean, they go out and they're in hospitals and stuff, and they're doing stuff, and for no money, you know, and no recognition, and it's got to kill them. Like going, yeah, people think fuck kids. You know. Like if I was a priest, man, I just let it be known. Like I do a TV commercial. I go, hey, listen, I'm Father Norm here. Come on down to my church. I won't fuck your kid. I'll tell you that. That's the first thing I promise you. I'll tell you a little something about myself. I'm Father Norm, as I've told you, and 20 years or so ago, I took a vow of chastity. Now, what that means is I cannot have sex with a lady, you know? Now, that's tough, because I like ladies, and especially the ones, you ever see those ones where they press their tits together, kind of, they got a little cleavage on, but they look kind of hoary, but it looks like they don't know they're whores? Anyway, that's my type. Everybody has their own type. The point is, I don't even fuck them, let alone a child, for God's sake. Why would I want to fuck a child? So anyways, now to Father Norm's. I will not fuck your kid. And you can leave your big-titted whore wife at home. I don't need that fucking woman hanging around asking me questions all the time. It's jumpy. You gotta admit, though, the guy that put that flag in the Iwo Jima, he's close. That guy went to the moon. He didn't know that when he got there, the fucking spacecraft would crash, or there'd be moon aliens or shit like that. I mean, I know he's not. I know it's not grade 11 biology, but I mean, it's something. It's something. Imagine any fucking other fucking job, you know, you go, hey, I'm the civil servant, I'm a hero, you know, you're fucking retarded, but a teacher, memorize this shit. Back tomorrow, and then you gotta tell it to me. Remember everything I say, and then you repeat it to me. I got some problems for you. I know you're a child, and that you don't have any problems. That's the cool thing about being a child, but guess what? You fucking got some now. On account of I've got some heroic work to do for you. Sure, you're a nice lady. Very, very heroic. But, listen, guys. In science, do you teach Newton? Isaac Newton? You know, what are you, a retard? Isaac Newton? There's kind of the hero that called me a retard is actually a retard herself. Everything's turned on its elbow. I'm sorry, what? A treadmill? A Have I seen one? Wait, I don't even get it. It's not good when people are groaning and I don't understand it. No, have I ever seen a treadmill? Yes, of course. You mean the things you walk on? Yeah, I've seen it millions of times. What? Maybe a hammer retard. Yeah, you walk on them. They're in gyms and they go, no, that's not a treadmill? You remind me of these fucking teachers I used to have. I said yes, I go, I'm pretty sure I have seen a treadmill, no matter what you say. It's a thing you walk on and then, right? You're not, what? You wouldn't be sure that I'd seen a treadmill? Well, you see, you're probably very bad at grading people. At some point, when you ask a student a question, and they give you an answer, you have to take them on faith. Well, there'd be no motive for me to lie about that answer. I've seen dozens, hundreds of them. I don't want to brag, but I've been around. I've seen fire, I've seen rain. I've seen treadmills you wouldn't understand. Baby, I don't think I'll ever see you. Here, Adam, do a joke.
All right. A good name for a dog is Syndrome. That then when he tries to attack someone, you can yell "Down, Syndrome."
Don't laugh.
It's not.
I
mean, it's yeah.
That's like
it was a little insensitive, I guess. Some of the 200 Nigerian schoolgirls kidnapped by extremists in Nigeria have been forced to marry their kidnappers. And worse than that, they've been forced to laugh at their husbands' stories, even after hearing them for the umpteenth time.
You know something.
Yeah, I know.
It's very hard to make a joke about those girls who are kidnapped. When I hear about those things, that is one of the worst. You know,
and yet you got a big laugh out of yours.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got.
Now, as an old-timey broadcaster, do you have other old-timey broadcaster friends?
Well, they did. You know,
who would they be like? Tom Snyder, was he a radio guy?
I knew Tom well. Sure. Arthur Godfrey was one of my heroes. Red Barber, the Dodger announcer. Yeah. I lived for radio and then television, and Mike Wallace was a great friend. I love Mike. He did me on 60 Minutes, and it was really great. They were very laudatory. And he said to me, "We were so good to you, I'm going to kill the next 3 guys we do." Mike was a grand guy. I said, he had dementia at the end. That's funny to you. You know, McDonald, I want to tell you.
No, it's a very odd thing to say.
If you're looking to broaden your horizons, I don't think it's wise to laugh at someone who had dementia.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing that you said.
He was
you
the best.
Just said
I loved him.
Mike Wallace was a great guy. He had dementia at the end. It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Why are you laughing? You think the grilling grates are flimsy?
No.
No, they're heavy-duty grilling grates. They deliver exactly what you need to achieve when you need to achieve that perfect steakhouse flavor. Why are you laughing? You're making a mockery out of the man grate.
I'm pretending I know who Albert Gray is. I didn't.
No, Albert Fish.
Oh.
You're a New Yorker. So anyways, he was a child rapist and cannibal, as I explained.
When he's a child rapist, you try not to laugh when he looks at you.
Oh, come on, man. It's not funny.
I know it's not, but I know you want people to laugh.
Fish chose his victims. He only chose victims who were either mentally handicapped. Now, don't laugh at this next part. Please.
But you know he wants you to, right?
No. If you laugh at this next part.
Okay. And I'm not
Fish chose victims who were either mentally handicapped or African American. Oh, come on. Why would you think that's funny? God damn, Fred. Jesus Christ, that was the worst part of the story. But why do you think he did that? What would be the explanation? Why would he only attack? Why would his victims that he chose only be either mentally handicapped or African Americans?
Because people in those days didn't care when those people were vanished.
You're thinking like Albert Fish now.
And prostitutes. That's why they kill prostitutes.
Exactly. Nobody really cares about prostitutes. But you're exactly right. That's why Albert Fish killed only mentally handicapped and African Americans.
What about, okay.
I thought you'd laugh at African Americans again, that they were.
No, because I know him. I know he'll do something. That's outrageous.
Well, it's kind of outrageous. Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy.
Oh, 9/11.
Yeah, don't laugh at 9/11 again. 9/11. I tried to tell him not to laugh. Adam. I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada. Do you want to hear my impression of the
That's going to be you if you don't lose weight.
You want to hear my impression of the 9/11 call from Johnny Carson?
The 911 call.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But 9/11 was a national tragedy.
Yes, it was.
Why'd you laugh at that?
You said it.
Johnny Carson died at 80 years old.
Okay, Johnny Carson died at 80 years old. Would you like to hear my impression? Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was. I know. 9/11. We're going to go to hell.
Norm. I actually have a pretty funny story that I think you'll enjoy.
Can I, wait, Daniel, can I ask this quickly?
Yep.
When you produced Norm's first segment for Letterman, was it a stand-up hit?
It was a stand-up, yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing also, like, I don't take any, there's no sort of, like, discovery here because this was a guy who was, everybody who saw him discovered him. He was, he just was way above everybody else in terms of his abilities.
Yeah, totally agree. So, sorry, tell us the story.
Well, the story is, you know, I got to know Norm pretty well, and you know, he liked to torture people. He liked to be a contrarian, but he also liked to sort of torture people. And he was at the time knowing that I was Rosie, and he'd come and visit me in my offices all the time. And Rosie was very popular. He would make tons of jokes about her, you know, girth. Mm-hmm. And it really like hurt Rosie's feelings quite a lot. And she loved Norm, as did everyone. And I said, well, let me talk to him. He's a reasonable guy. He's a nice guy. And so I said to Norm, Norm, you know, you could be on the show on Rosie's show all the time, and you sort of broaden your net here a little bit and appeal to some women. And you know, I think this could be a good thing for you. And I think you just have to stop making all the fat jokes about Rosie. And he said, no, you're right. And he agreed. And I told Rosie, who was like, you know, really happy. And the next night, you know, Norm went on Conan and, you know, immediately started right in. And he said, you know, this Rosie O'Donnell show is quite the phenomenon. And Conan sort of gamely agreed. And then immediately started, you know, he said, have you seen there are all these flowers lining the hallway, their dressing room, which was true. There were. And Conan said, no, I know, it's amazing. And Norm said, you know, I didn't know you could eat flowers. And
Jesus Christ.
And that was sort of that. That was like Norm was never on the show, and that was the end of that.
This is an exciting day here at 30 Rock. You know, the Rosie O'Donnell show premiered today. And I was in its tapes at the same floor as Saturday Night Live on 8H. They had flowers sent. There was the whole, it's unbelievable. You know, people must love her. There's flowers all along the entire 8H.
Right.
All flowers. They're sent by, like, there was one from Madonna, one from Elizabeth Taylor, Regis and Kathy Lee. I've never seen so many flowers. It was, I didn't even realize you could eat flowers. I didn't even know that. But, no.
Hiya, Rosie. I'll be your pal.
That's
mighty neighborly of you, Norm.
No, she's
Nice
great.
of you to eat all those flowers.
No, she's great. The show is great, you know.
You're screwed now.
Soon, Barbara.
Rosie O'Donnell hates me too, so.
Norm MacDonald in studio.
That was a long, dull story.
No, I liked it, and
there was no interplay.
I'd like to hear why Rosie O'Donnell hates you as well. Not this second. We're going to take a break. Norm MacDonald here.
We talked earlier about your experience on The View. Now, well, you were there. Rosie O'Donnell was not there, but now she is. And yesterday, she sort of accused Oprah of being a little bit gay, discussing the road trip that Oprah took with her best friend Gayle King. This is from The View earlier this week.
I think that's very typical of gay relationships. Not saying they're gay, but you know, two women get together and after year two, all you do is spoons. You know what I'm saying? No, it's really true. She's like, well, we're not having sex, Oprah. We're not gay. I'm like, well, you might be a little bit gay. You're just not doing it. You know what I mean? A little, a tiny bit. Yeah, but she's acting. I'm just like teeny tiny.
I'm saying it sounds like they did do it.
No, I don't think they did.
Okay.
You're
saying you can be a little bit gay?
Well, I'm just saying they're very bonded. They talk to each other 5 times a day.
They should rename that show Cluster F. I don't know how it would work.
It's very odd for a gay person to insult a person by calling them gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To slam them. Because I've had that with gay guys. They go, oh, you're probably gay, you know?
Yeah.
Well, they're not insulting you. Maybe they're giving you a compliment.
Insult? No, they say it as if, you know, because they say, like, guys that are homophobic are actually gay, which is insane.
Right.
And, but they'll say stuff like that.
No, it's funny when really
and
fat guys.
When Rosie O'Donnell says, like, oh, hey, they're not having sex. As far as I know, gay ladies cannot have sex.
Yeah, they can do.
They can just have pillow fights or whatever. You know, I mean, they can do what we do before we have sex.
Yeah, they can do what we can do.
Horseplay.
I think they call it foreplay.
I think they call it tomfoolery.
Well, Norm told us they've lost all interest in women.
Yeah, my dad used to say, knock it off, take it outside.
Now,
you guys going to be performing oral on each other? Take it outside.
You ever think about Rosie O'Donnell when you're doing it?
Good Lord.
No way, right?
Name some names.
Yeah, name some names of who you think about.
You know what Rosie O'Donnell would be good at giving?
What?
Really wide head.
Oh, that's funny. Does Rosie O'Donnell have the biggest head on the planet?
Yeah,
she really does. How much does her head weigh? Do you take a guess?
About her head weight?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that age-old argument, I'm not going to get into.
You're not even going to get into it.
Yeah.
I see. And she's on the new $100 bill. Did you see her picture? It's pretty wild.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
He says, let me ask you a question. It's 4th down and 1. You're at the 1 yard line. You have the choice. You can head it to O.J. Simpson, Jim Brown, or Emmett Smith. I'd go with Rosie O'Donnell.
So, Norm, your book, based on a true story, reads like a novelistic memoir. The central narrative is reminiscent of Hunter S. Thompson's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and you've got bits of Jack London, Steinbeck, and maybe just a dash of Tolstoy sprinkled in there for good measure. I'm curious about what you were hoping to accomplish with the book. Do you see it as kind of a parody of celebrity memoirs, an homage to your favorite authors, or is it something else entirely?
No, what I wanted to do was make the greatest comic novel of all time because I love reading, but when it comes to comedy, it's incredibly hard to write comedy. You know, Mark Twain is funny.
Oh, yeah.
To an extent, he's funny. John Kennedy O'Toole's novel was funny.
A Confederacy of Dunces, yeah.
To an extent, it was funny, but it wasn't gut-busting funny. So I wanted to make a book that was, I knew I couldn't make it as strong as my stand-up. First of all, it's fiction. It really bothers me that it's on the nonfiction.
Mm-hmm.
New York Times considers it nonfiction because it's ridiculous. And I've had arguments with them because just because it says a memoir on the title is meaningless. You know, that's just the title. Anyways, no, that's what I was aiming to do, was to write the funniest novel that's ever been written.
Yeah, gut-busting.
Yeah.
One of the great things about the book is that it's unlike any other works of comedy I've ever encountered, whereas a lot of books by celebrities are confessional, telling the story behind the story. With this book, you turn that model on its head. You'll take a kernel of truth and spin it into a ridiculous story, like the time you worked on SNL and ended up with a 40-year prison sentence for contracting a hitman to kill a writer. And some reviewers have said the book ridicules audiences looking for some juicy gossip. Does that criticism hold any water for you? Is that something you were trying to do?
No, I wasn't trying to do it, but I did immediately understand that backstage holds nothing. Like in show business, backstage is just you're eating a sandwich trying to figure out what to do on stage. So, you know, on stage is the real thing. And so what I was trying to do with the book to make that point strongly was to make the book not backstage either, but rather on stage. I wanted to make the book a work, not talking about some other work, you know?
Mm-hmm, a novel as opposed to nonfiction. Yeah, and my sense is that maybe another reason why you wanted to turn your life into this work of fiction is because you're not a fan of confessional comedy, right? I've read that somewhere.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, this is a new thing that I didn't even know about until a couple of years ago, and I started noticing it in clubs, you know, and it was maddening. I didn't like it at all.
Why not?
Well, because I was always taught that the nature of art was to conceal, not to reveal. When people confess things, and they're told how brave they are, you know, because they have cancer or something, and they talk about it. Well, everyone has cancer. I mean, it's not rare at all. The brave thing to do if you have cancer is to not talk about it, is to just have it and keep it a secret and don't burden anyone with it. All you're doing is burdening people with those things.
You think so? You don't think it can ever be helpful to share this story for other people going through, in this case, going through cancer, dealing with cancer? You don't think that?
It might be, but I certainly doubt that's its intent. Its intent is to bask in the pity.
So it's kind of narcissistic, would it be fair to say, almost?
It's incredibly narcissistic. These are private things.
Yeah. Have you ever read Nick Tosh's 1992 biography of Dean Martin? It's called...
Yes.
You have?
Dino.
Yeah, excellent. Dino, living high in the dirty business of dreams. The reason I ask is because you've read it, you know this, but our listeners won't know this. One of Tosh's central arguments in the book is that Dean Martin approached his life and career with this thing called menefregissimo, an Italian word meaning I don't give an F. And it seems to me that you have a lot of that same spirit of menefregissimo, and that is a big part of your appeal and success. I would even go so far as to say that you could be described as the Dean Martin of stand-up comedy. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say that Dean Martin is the Norm MacDonald of male vocalists. What do you think? Do you think you've got the menefregissimo going on?
Dean Martin is my hero of all time. He's like my number one guy.
Really?
When I was a little kid, I would watch the Dean Martin show.
Sure. Gold Diggers, him coming down the fire pole?
Yes.
Yeah.
And something resonated with me that everything else seemed false, but he seemed real within that false framework. I always remember this sketch he did because he would get giant stars on the show, you know. So it was him and Ruth Buzzy. They're in a cold water flat. They're supposed to be a couple. And she's in complete Ruth Buzzy garb with the handbag and everything.
Yeah, the old lady routine that she does Gladys, I think the name was, that she would do with Artie Johnson on Laughing.
Exactly. And Dean Martin is wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah.
The same tuxedo that he had on for the opening monologue.
Yeah.
And he's just standing, reading from a card, not even looking at her. And she's acting up a awful storm, There's a knock on the door. It's Sinatra, who's also wearing a tux. Oh, they also have a drink and a cigarette in their hands.
Oh, of course.
So they walk in, they do the sketch, and then Dean Martin sees something. I'll never forget this. He starts laughing, and he walks up and he looks at the cue card, and he picks it up and starts reading it and laughing at how funny because he's never seen it before. So I don't know. It's sort of dereliction of duty in a way, you could say, but to me it was hysterical as a child. So yeah, Dean Martin was a gigantic influence in my life. It's funny that you stumbled onto that.
So Dean Martin's this huge influence. Is that the thing you took, the thing that I see in a lot of your comedy, the menefregissimo, the I don't give an F attitude?
Yes, I stole that from Dean Martin, note for note.
Wow. Okay.
But I love that thing. I forgot that phrase. What do you call it?
Menefregissimo. That's what Tasha calls it. It's a real word. It's like, actually, I looked it up. It's in Wiktionary. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun to say.
Menefregissimo, yeah. I would order that.
Yeah, menefregissimo with a little marinara on the side. Yeah, I would order it too.
Menefregissimo. I love that. Yeah.
So something else I read in terms of just writing a joke, that one of the things you often aspire to is you like to have a setup and punchline that are as close together as possible in terms of the wording. Right?
Yes. That was something that I tried to do on Weekend Update specifically, not in stand-up. Because it was a parody of the news, it needed to have the setup be a very rigidly written sentence that a newsman would say,
Yeah.
Exactly like a newsman would say. Since it had that, I thought the punchline and the setup, if they were exactly the same, would be great, because then you're just pointing out the absurdity of the setup,
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes in a joke, I would do the setup and everyone would laugh, and then you don't even have to go on, because you can't comment on something that everybody already finds ridiculous and funny.
Yeah. Can you give me an example? Is there a joke that's come the closest, something that you told on Weekend Update that came closest to the setup and punchline, almost matching word for word?
Yes, there was one joke. Lyle Lovett and Julie Roberts are getting divorced. The reason insiders cite is that she's Julia Roberts and he's Lyle Lovett.
Yeah, that's great, because they seem like such an odd couple. So yeah, you use the newsman setup, and then that is a classic. What is the biggest laugh you ever got? Like, you've gotten thousands, I guess, in all the years you've been doing stand-up. Is there one moment that you can point to as one of the biggest laughs or the most satisfying laughs you ever got?
No, I can't, because this is why. Because in live stand-up, this is something I learned also, because I was always afraid to speak to the audience, and I also thought it was very hackneyed to speak to the audience.
Oh, like to interact with them.
Yes, to interact with the crowd. And so I would just stare into the lights and do my jokes. As time went on and I gained a little maturity, I understood it was only fear that stopped me from talking to the audience, and that's what the audience loves. That's what makes it a live event. Otherwise, they could just watch it on YouTube, They could just watch your act or just read your act off a piece of paper. So what they want is interaction. So that's why I can't cite the biggest laugh, because that's where the biggest laugh would come, organically out of a conversation with people.
Yeah.
I think about laughter quite a bit. And when you say, like, the biggest laugh, I find it very interesting. I was just thinking about this last week. The biggest laughs you'll ever hear in life are like at a Thanksgiving dinner with a bunch of loved ones. And nothing funny is said, but there's this laughter that's going through the room. And it just comes from love. So I've been talking about love a lot in my act lately, because I find that to be a taboo subject.
I find that surprising. Why do you find love to be a taboo subject?
Well, no one talks about it. No one finds any comedy in it. And yet it's central to everything there is.
Do you think because so much of comedy is based on conflict, love is difficult to turn into jokes?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Can you give me an example of a joke about love that you've told that you're particularly happy with?
Well, I talk about how much we don't love, and how we can walk beside a homeless guy that's pleading for money and ignore him and stuff. Mm-hmm. I talk about like how a dog can love, and that's all it does really, is love. Mm-hmm. We can't even keep up with the dog. But now, this sounds not funny at all, as I say it.
Yeah.
But when I say it in a club, it catches people off guard. That's what it does. Mm-hmm. Because you're not supposed to be talking about that. You're supposed to be cynical. And I used to be cynical. I used to be a very cynical person.
So when did you stop being such a cynical person? What was the turning point?
I don't know. Just as I aged, just as anybody grows,
Yeah.
Just constant introspection and seeing that what you do maybe is hollow or something, and so you have to change all the time.
Do you see or have you seen your work as a stand-up comedian as hollow?
Yeah, my earlier work, yeah.
Yeah, because you're constantly improving and growing.
Yeah, I talked of nothing of consequence or significance. I do love comics that talk about minutiae. Mm-hmm. Like there's a comic named Brian Regan that I love, and Jerry Seinfeld.
Sure, yeah, the master of it.
And in some ways, I think those guys are the deepest of anybody because they talk about the stuff of life, the little things.
Yeah, life is made up of the details.
Yeah, exactly. So I certainly love that, but I guess my mind goes toward the more ethereal, especially as of late. I live alone, I think a lot, so I sort of live in a fantasy world more than I wouldn't know what's inside a grocery store,
It has its pros and cons to live in a fantasy world.
It has its pros and cons, yeah. You could lose your mind, that's the con.
Yeah.
But the pro is everything turns out all right.
Menefreghismo, menefreghista, il menefreghismo, 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 menefreghismo.
Norm MacDonald is a stand-up comedian and a fictional memoirist. His new book is called Based on a True Story, a memoir. His new stand-up special debuts on Netflix on Tuesday, May 9th. It's called Norm MacDonald, Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and...
Yeah, well, I thought this was a memoir. I thought this was...
No, it only says a memoir on it, but it's a novel. I don't know, so I was angry when it was in the nonfiction.
Yeah.
Because it's a memoir. It says a memoir. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's like if you bought Grapes of Wrath, you're like, hey, there's no grapes.
Yeah.
Or you put it in the grape section. That's smart.
Yeah.
Then everybody will find Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah.
People that like grapes.
Okay, listen.
I didn't hear what he said. Don't move. What is going on? No, I didn't hear what he said. I'm sorry. What did you say, sir? Who? So what do I give a fuck? No, you... Now you're saying I'm not very funny.
You got my money. You got my money. That's okay.
How much money? How much money I got that's yours? No, honestly, I don't care. How much?
Well, a couple bucks.
Are you alone or you just by yourself?
He's not alone, unfortunately.
No, but so what was the idea? So here's the thing. So you go, I'm gonna pay money. Go see this dude, right? Tickets probably cost a lot of money, right? So, no, that would be an awful thing. That would be an awful thing. That would be a terrible thing to do. No, I just want to understand what exactly happened. So, but anyways, at some point in your life, you thought I was funny. I assume, because I don't got no fucking banjo or shit. So at some point in your life, you thought I was funny, right?
Weekend update, baby.
Weekend update. That's nice, thank you. So then, have you ever seen me do anything since Weekend Update? Pardon me?
YouTube Morbid ones.
I'm sorry, what?
YouTube Morbid bits.
I did what?
I saw a lot of YouTube Morbid bits.
YouTube morbid bits? Oh, morbid. I see. And so then, did you like those?
No.
You didn't like those? Because I did one album that was specifically about death. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
So they were clips, but you didn't like those. So then you said, I'll come here to this show.
You said that you were better. You weren't doing the morbid stuff anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing the morbid stuff anymore. Did I do anything more? First of all, I never said I was better. I've never used it. But have I done anything morbid, do you think?
No, Norm, I love you, baby. That's why I'm here. So shut up.
Why you tell him shut up? He should say he loved me. Well, that's nice. Thanks, man. That's cool that you love me. Because it's cool to love someone even if you don't think they're fine. You should love someone even if they disappoint you. No, I'm not going to check them out. Why would I do that? So it's nice of you to love me, even though I've disappointed you. I'm sorry I disappointed you, because seriously, I never tried. I'll try to do that. But that was nice that you said that you love me on the Weekend Update. And it was so sweet that you said you love me. So, I love you too, bro. Oh, man, alive. We got through that all right. You gotta let people have their opinion and stuff like that. Man paid a lot of money, and then he's like, what the fuck is all this shit? Morbid shit. I didn't really feel that morbid.
Love you, Norm. You rock, Norm.
But let's do a morbid thing. But what I want to tell you is this. With all your wealth and your success, and this is serious from the heart, you know, you got to remember, this is a saying I made up. And when I say, you know, I used to make jokes at 12:30 about him being gay, that's absolutely ridiculous. But when we were starting out, I will tell you one story about Andy. No, what I do is I've decided to become a kind of a social observer. You know me, I like to make jokes about hats. But it says right here, there's a new strain of swine flu that could turn into a pandemic. Like, I don't know much about science, you know? I don't pretend to be a epidemiologist. Sometimes I do, but you know, that's when I've had a little whiskey.
Yeah.
But I do know this, a word cannot be good when it's a combination of panic and epidemic.
So how'd this...
Look, we're reading your resume. It says here your last gainful employment was trying to assassinate a sitting president. That doesn't go good down here. We run a kind of a mom and pop operation. Also, look at that guy, man. Good Lord, I'd like to, whatever. I'm thankful for the fine ladies who live across this country and leave pies on their windowsills. So an old chunk of coal like me might have a meal from time to time.
Okay. Are there a lot of these?
I'm most thankful for, honest to God, is friends.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, Conan, friends. Especially the one where Joey buys Chandler a duck.
All right.
Oh. Hey, I'm thankful that this year the police finally solved the baffling murder of Bob Hope. No, the Burbank police and the LA... and finally... Like, when I was young, there was a fella... went by the name of Jacques de Gautier. I started to do stand-up and travel from here to there and to here again. We're tuning in to listen to comedians doing comedy. Plus some douchebag, I don't know who he was, but I like to punch him right in the fucking face.
I'm not an actor and I'm not a comedian.
This guy says your face looks like a cunt. I met you underneath the Queensboro Bridge. You at the time were jerking off punks for $15 a man.
My whole family's watching, man. My grandmother.
Your family doesn't know that when you were a young man, you used to jerk off punks for $15 a man? You got paid for this?
You didn't get a check?
I did not get a check. Who paid you?
Daniel Kelson, our producer. He gave me a check last week.
You got a check from Daniel?
Yeah, I got it right here.
No way. Let me see that.
Yeah, right here.
Let me see this thing. It is from Daniel Kellison, paid to the order of Adam Egget for services rendered, $15. Game of Thorns.
It's Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Sure. Yeah. Well, what the fuck is that? Whoever watched that? Now, are you telling me that's better than Norm MacDonald Live?
I mean, I don't want to say it's better than, a lot of people watch it. It's a pretty popular show.
What's it about? It's about pictures of ladies?
Yeah, ladies and knights and kings and midgets and, dragons.
Sounds like my honeymoon. Kinky Boots is number 8.
Yeah.
Sounds like my honeymoon. There's this guy, Chance Langton. Do you know him? He's a comic.
No.
But he said when he was a young boy, he loved Shirley Temple. He was 5 and she was 5. The next year, he saw her in a mall. He was 6, she was 50.
And his descriptions of
Look
the
it.
food.
Look it.
What was the music all about?
I just put that there.
Gross.
What kind of sandwich was that? Pastrami or?
I feel like an elephant is not fat. Well, it's so isolated, you see, because there is another sister that lives there. A leper.
So he fucked a leper?
Let's not be coarse. Good God, man. I wish I could find a Hitler of today and go kill him. By the way, I saw that film that you recommended me that you called a fantasy, Shoah. Horrifying. I had a question I wanted to ask you about your comedy.
Yeah, I've been chomping at the bits to ask this one. I've been thinking about it all week. Norm told me to come up with some questions for you, and I've just been dying to know where do you get your ideas from? Well, I mean,
Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. We're gonna go to hell.
I'm excited. I'm single.
Get out there and get some new ass. You know what I'm saying? Huh? You done ran the other ass in the ground, right?
I don't want to talk about my wife like that.
You ran that ass in the ground and you're moving on, right?
Well, I didn't run any. We had a nice marriage for 20
No, you ran that ass in the ground.
I
You're
don't
moving the fuck
run
on.
people's ass in the ground.
All men do.
It's not a negative thing to run an ass in the ground, that's all.
You ran that shit in the ground like a rental car.
Great clip.
That's Super Davis, Marty Funkhauser on Curb Your Enthusiasm. What's happening with Curb Your Enthusiasm? They left for a year to do a movie?
Yeah.
That sounds odd.
I know it is odd, but
Is that going to work?
I don't know. I hope we come back. I love that show so much, and people love it.
Oh, it's a great show.
How about the Palestinian chicken episode?
That was hilarious.
Was that the greatest?
That was the greatest.
When I'm sitting down there with that hubcap yarmulke on,
Yeah,
and
and
she's
upstairs.
screaming anti-Semitic shit, and then he comes down like a lord.
While she's having sex.
Yes, and then he comes down and introduces her to me.
Yeah.
Martin, this is sausage. This is Martin. Oh, right.
And then, of course, Larry
Tap it a few
Larry
times.
David went on to do his own show.
Yeah,
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Now, Larry David goes on, he does Curb Your Enthusiasm, and what do you think of that?
I love it. It's great.
And how is it different than Seinfeld?
Well, it's a whole, he created another place. What sometimes we call the good universe. He's got the good universe. You know, when Larry's show comes on, you're like, yeah, I like this place. I want to be there. It's like the mansion in Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, but I asked you to lunch, so...
You can't just grab the check if someone has the check, Larry. That is absurdly
Rosie,
rude.
I asked you to lunch.
No, it's
Look, this is my pleasure.
No, it's
What are you
not.
doing?
It's my pleasure,
It's my
Larry.
pleasure. No.
It's my son.
Give me the check, Rosie.
Don't you be
This is Kelsey.
Oh, my
Kelsey.
We just got her 6 months ago. Larry, Kelsey,
Six
Kelsey,
months?
Larry.
Yeah. Now, Larry, I don't know this, but they say it's improvisational.
Yeah.
So why not just write it out and why just make it up?
Well, when you have Larry on the show, I think this is a great line of questioning.
And don't you think Larry comes in with some jokes in his head? Is it all improvised and from Larry's
Well,
side?
I think he knows what the scene's about.
Yeah.
Why it's a funny scene.
Yeah.
And that is 90% of good sitcom writing is, why are we even doing the scene? If you can answer that question with a funny sentence, you're on the right track. If the answer is, well, so he can meet the mother-in-law and then find out, no, that's not funny. But we learned over the years, if you can answer that question, why are they in this bowling alley? What's the reason? It better be something funny. And then the jokes will sit on that. But if it's, well, it'll be funny when, no.
Is it really my fault? 'Cause you try to hit me with your pity till I can't trust, but I still push on. Got me changing my ways, trying to fix it. Poison my.
What is your best joke?
I mean, the punchline is
It's all right.
cunt is in the sink.
It's okay. That's the joke.
That's all I know. That's all I got.
You just wrecked.
4 people are sitting on a park bench.
That's nice.
P.S. Your cunt is in the sink.
Okay, you told your joke. Let's go.
How good is that?
It surprised me. It surprised me. I had no idea it would be that revolting.
One time I was hosting, and there was 3 guys.
I've never hosted. How many times have you hosted?
Just one time. It was a mistake.
Did it not go well?
It was all right.
Did you do update?
No.
You didn't even do update?
It was right after I got fired from update. I thought it'd be funnier back then. But anyways, so there were three guys doing music, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know music. I just know old music. Like again, Lauren would go, "Who do you like?" And I go, "You like this guy."
Bobby Goldsboro.
Yeah, Bobby Goldsboro. Eddie Cantor, is he around? And Lauren go, "You've got to go," you know.
So who'd they have on? Very hip.
So they
young kids.
had hip guys that everyone else knew except me. It was Snoop Dogg. He just changed his name, and he was angry because I kept getting it wrong. He used to be Snoop Doggy Dogg. The Snoop Dogg and Eminem and Dr. Dre.
That's a pretty heavy lineup.
Yeah, but to me it was 2 black guys and a white guy. So I go to introduce them.
You're beautiful.
And they're all
just trying to get this into the barn. Don't go black white on.
They were all standing like in
I'm
rap.
out there with Francis Farmer. You're about to go up and take me with you.
They were standing in rap positions, as you know, like against, and I'm about to introduce them. So they're standing in that rap position where it looks like they'll either start singing rap or pull a gun and kill you. So then I go, as a joke, I look at them, because I remember this is kind of a Letterman-y thing to do, but I go, "Fellas, are you ready? Are you ready?" Which forces them to go shake their heads slightly. Even though they're in this crazy dangerous mood.
All posed up.
All posed up. So I thought that was funny. But then I learned later they were geniuses, and I should have befriended them. I was just talking to Dre backstage. I don't know if he's a real doctor, but he did prescribe me some stuff. So I don't know. There he goes. And that leads us to our first special merit award of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, for nearly 30 years. Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription, "Too Puffy with Love," please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. No, but listen, man, I'm not afraid of no monsters, you know. We spend, when you think about it, man, we spend most of our adult life petrified of monsters, you know? And I'm just coming to I'm saying enough, man. You know, I'm not gonna live under the tyranny of these monsters that walk among us. You know, if they get me, they get me. And some of them, I don't even know what's so scary about them. Like now they got a movie I've seen, Wolfman. You know, which is very scary, right? A Wolfman. You know, they got a movie, and it's like a werewolf. I think it's exactly the same. I'm not sure. I haven't studied it close enough, but I believe, like, if a wolf man came at you and stuff, you went, "Ah, werewolf!" People wouldn't go, "Ah, it's a wolf man, you idiot." But My point is this. I am not afraid of a wolf man or a werewolf because when you think about what they are, they're half man and half wolf. So therefore, I am only half afraid of them as I am of a wolf. And there's no movie called The Wolf. See, if you got a wolf man, half the time he's a man. You can reason with him. Yeah? You can sit down, have a cheese sandwich. But a wolf, man, you can't reason with a wolf. A wolf only wants to eat you. So I'm not afraid of a werewolf. I'm not afraid of ghosts. They don't scare me, you know? Not at all. I mean, I don't want to say I'm invulnerable to fear, but they simply don't frighten me. You know? First of all, what do, you know? They just go, which that's not that scary to me. Yeah? And then they're invisible. They're like, and you're like, what? You're invisible. You can put your hand through them. That kind of a person never frightens me. You know the kind of guys that frighten me? You ever meet those guys where you can't put your hand through them? I don't care for those fellas. But when I can put my hand through them, doesn't scare me in the least. This is how unscary they are. I was at a hotel a couple of weeks ago. In the lobby, they were saying they were bragging about there was a ghost in the hotel. You know, how scary can that be? You know what I mean? They're like, every night, Mary with the blue dress, that was her nickname. She was murdered and she hangs around the bed, you know what I mean? And she'll come over. And so beware, because Mary with the blue dress, which was her nickname, which was an odd nickname because you'd think her nickname would be Mary the Ghost. You know. When they came time to pick out her nickname, you know, I think they were like, oh. They go, hey, what do you notice about Mary that makes her distinctive? We got to come up with a nickname for her. I know she wears a lot of blue dresses. She seems to have an affinity toward blue dresses. You're talking about Mary, right? The transparent lady? So I would call her Mary the Ghost, and anyways. And all they seem to do is complain, these ghosts. You ever know what I'm saying? And I was like, I can't. Everything's wrong. They're never happy or nothing, you know? They're like, something bad happened to me. And if I don't get it cleared up, I have to travel all through the world in pain and sorrow, you know? And then I'm like, well, I do too. What the hell? At least you get to walk through walls and stuff. You get to do cool stuff. I think I'll have some more water. I love water.
But don't you find also like that that everybody's got cosmetic surgery, so there's no old guys except Bill Murray? Like, so he gets all the cool independent movies.
Even the men
stuff?
too? Yeah, you think the men too?
I think so. So that's what I think about Bill Murray. Everybody else gets ridiculous work done that makes them look young, and then Bill Murray gets to look like an authentic act. Plus, he's a great actor. It's amazing that he took that route. You know, he did Razor's Edge, which was awful.
Oh yeah.
But still was daring.
Yep.
Project, and I guess he just had all this money from Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did the exact opposite of Dan Aykroyd. It was always funny, like
Dan just kept chasing the big movies. Yeah, and then he did that crazy sitcom where he was a priest, and you're like, what happened here?
How do you act in front of Bill Murray?
I was nervous, and then I remember my wife came and joined us, and then Jason Sudeikis came. I texted Jason like, I'm at a bar with Bill Murray, and I was like, just like suddenly there. Then we were talking, and then I remember at one point Bill Murray was talking about Strother Martin, the actor, and how he lobbied hard to get him to host SNL.
Oh, wow.
And
wait, Strother Martin did host SNL.
Yeah, and that was, I guess, Bill Murray and Jim Downey and all these guys were like, we love Strother Martin. He should host SNL. And
do you know Strother Martin?
No, I don't know.
He was in Paul Newman movies.
Cool Hand Luke. What we got here is bad. Yeah, but he's amazing, really funny, and he and at one point I remember I said, "Oh, Strother Martin, did he have chops?" And I just remember Sudeikis looking at me like, so I was like, I know. I've never said that before in my life. I'm so nervous right now. I want to connect to Bill Murray. It seems like a word he would use. I just said chops, and then my wife was like, we're walking back. She's like, did he have chops? And I was like, I know. I was so nervous. I wanted him to like me so bad. And she was like, yeah, it was a little bit of a push. You were pushing there.
Yeah, Bill Murray can be tough too.
He was super nice. Nice.
Seems like.
Yeah, he was super cool. He was really funny at the 40th too. That was the thing him and Jim wrote.
So funny.
They wrote that years ago. And I said, what are you going to do? And Jim was like, we wrote it was about Jaws.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Because they wrote it when Jaws came out.
They were
That's how long ago it was. Yeah.
Sitting on a sketch.
For
and then
40 years.
I remember the 25th anniversary, and I think it was the 25th, maybe it was the 20th, but he came out at the start and did the Lounge Singer and walked through the audience, and I mean, just destroyed everybody. None of you guys are funnier than me. So.
I know. I remember when he came out, he was part of like a thing, and just how I just remember watching him, and we were all just like, God, how relaxed he is, and the confidence he has, and you're sort of like, oh wow. And I remember I was watching on the monitor, and then I was like, why am I watching this on the monitor? And I ran out on the floor, and so I ducked right next, and I sat right next to the car, just not so I was in their eye line or anything, but I just was like, I want to just see them working. That was the coolest thing.
You're just new to the whole
I think that's part of it.
Show business thing.
Oh, yeah, that.
You know what it reminds me of? I read in a book one time about Saturday Night Live, which I was on.
Yeah.
And when it started out, Chevy Chase retired, then Bill Murray came on. Mm-hmm. Nobody liked Bill Murray.
Nobody liked Bill Murray?
Unfathomable today to think that.
Shocking.
But they did not like him because he was new. You understand?
I get it. I mean, that makes sense.
So what he did, it was very famous. He went on TV. Yeah. He talked right to the camera, right? Yeah. And he introduced himself to the folks.
Did it work?
Said who he was. Of course it worked.
Oh, yeah, it was Bill Murray.
He's Bill Murray. He's probably the most successful guy ever to come out of the franchise.
Hello, I'm Bill Murray. You can call me Billy, but around here everybody just calls me the new guy. I want to thank the producer, Lorne Michaels, for urging me to speak with you directly. You see, I'm a little bit concerned. I don't think I'm making it on the show. I'm a funny guy, but I haven't been so funny on the show. My friends say, how come they're giving you all those parts that aren't funny? Well, it's not the material, it's me.
Maybe you're right.
So why don't you just look at your camera and tell the folks who you are.
I'll give it a shot. Let's see what works. I'm Adam Egat. I work at the world-famous Comedy Store. I'm the manager over there. Before that, I was a manager at the Tempe Improv, and I don't know what I'm doing, I'll be honest, and I'm not an actor, I'm not a comedian, but I'm just going to try my best, and I'm going to do the best I can, and I hope the people watching at home will give me a chance to I don't know, just give me a chance. And I did this as a favor to Norm. I'm not an actor and I'm not a comedian.
This guy says your face looks like a cunt.
I can't even change that. It's not the first time I've heard that, but I mean.
Try and crack your code every day. Thinking about every word that we
if you could see it in your heart to laugh whenever I say something, I don't care what it is, or if you can't laugh, think about my family and the father that I never really got to know. Now, I don't want letters. I just want to make it as a not ready for primetime player. And when that's done, I'll be able to stand here on a Saturday night in the middle of Rockefeller Plaza, New York City, New York, 10020, and say, Dad, I did it. He'd like that.
In Duluth, Minnesota, authorities suspect arson was to blame for a fire that destroyed a mobile home and killed 73 cats. The chief suspect so far, this dog. Dogs don't care for cats much, you know. How could they not know that? This week, Disney released a new CD featuring a rapping Mickey Mouse. To avoid controversy, the CD will not include the controversial hit single, Cat Killer. And in a related story, this week marked the 5,000th performance of the Broadway musical Cats. It also marked the 5,000th time a guy turned to his wife and said, "What the hell is this?"
You know, cat ladies, they're so crazy, they're always thought to be crazy. You know who's even crazier? Snake ladies.
Oh, yeah.
They have
Absolutely.
This is so your style right here.
What?
The writers, whoever they are, they're writing, they know how to write for you. Just read this one. This
Cats and paraplegics have a lot in common. For starters, neither appreciates going into your pool.
No, you didn't read it right. Neither appreciates being tossed in your neighbor's pool.
Yeah, they deserve a raise.
So anyways, we go to the Cats, you know, and this is something I've heard about for years. Cats. Been around a long time.
Forever.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
I think.
Yeah. And I go there. I go, what?
Cruller.
So I go to Cats. You're not, I don't know if I'm an idiot or if everybody else is an idiot, but it's probably me.
No.
It's about cats. I'm talking. It's about actual cats. So I said to the guy at halftime during the thing, I go out and I say, there's a dude working there. I say, good God, man, that's about actual cats, right? So the guy goes, well, what the hell you expect? It says cats. And I go, I don't know. I thought it was like a symbolism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, right.
I mean, if you went to like Dog Day Afternoon and there's a bunch of dogs in the afternoon, you'd want your money back.
Literal, exactly, yeah.
Am I able to have a good time? My cat just had a heart attack.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he had a heart. You ever hear such a crazy thing?
No, I didn't know they got things like that.
Yeah, they get heart attacks. So I got it off Steve Corrin, this writer up at
Sure,
Saturday Night
I know
Live.
him, yeah.
Yeah, so he gives me his cat.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's some kind of a defective cat, you know? So he's a nice cat and everything. I'm getting along with him. I come back to my apartment last week. The cat's like foaming at the mouth. He's shaking like this. He's foam coming out. So I didn't want to get near it. I thought maybe he'd, you know, who knows? He was delirious. Maybe he'd think I'm a mouse. So I said, I didn't want to get near him. So I phoned 911. You know, I panicked. I phoned 911.
Right.
Which it turns out it's just for people. I didn't know that.
Didn't know either.
They got mad, man. They said they would have me arrested if I phoned back.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, you know, I love this cat. It's a good cat. So I took him down. I got him in a cab, and I took him down to the hospital, the animal hospital.
Uh-huh.
And the guy tells me, my cat had a heart attack. He takes him away. He says, oh, yeah, he had cardiac arrest and stuff. And he started asking me questions about, like, he says, I said, what would cause that? He goes, you know, diet, stress.
Stress?
Yeah. Well, he had a big promotion coming up. So, and then he let me visit the cat. He says, you can visit the cat, you know. There's visiting hours. I go, all right. So you go in this room, and then they bring the cat in a cage. He's all drugged up. And then they put the cat, like, on a bed. And then the guy goes, okay, we'll be back in a half an hour. You have half an hour, you know? I'm with the cat like for half an hour. So after 5 minutes, you know, I figured I got a life to get back to. You know, it's a cat. So we go out, and so afterwards he told me he had a lot of. He said he could have an operation, which was like $4,000, which you know, I could buy like 100 cats for that, you know. But then I figured, what the hell would I do with 100 cats?
Right. So you got the cat. You sprung for the operation.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, there was another thing where he's on medication, you know, and I have him on medication. I have this medication, and he said there was some good news and bad news. He said the bad news was the cat only has like a 20% chance of survival, but he says the good news is it's just a cat.
I like it's a bad doctor. He's a bad doctor too.